My name's Audrey 𝐕𝐨𝐬𝐜, and I have a daughter who was born 16 weeks early and has cerebral palsy. And I've been advocating for her whole life. And so now it's difficult as an adult to have these young adults find work. So I'm trying to create some work and also making the community aware at the same time to hire our young adults who have the skills and come with other people with them, job coaches, people who can help them in their weak areas. So it's an awareness thing, it's a creation thing, it's a social thing. I'm trying to include all of it together. So What's Cooking started out with the idea of opening up a cafe, which there are several of throughout the state with different visions and different ideas. My idea was to have basically people work with basic things and have it grow. And then I went to visit cafes, which opened up more to me. So we're having a little trouble getting started, which we're working on, all business ends of it, but getting there. But then in my mind, it started to grow to be, okay, so they need to learn skills. They will have different needs. How do we do this? So I pulled in people who specialize in that. And we're also trying to make it a social thing. So like maybe we'll be open for 4 hours serving basic food. And maybe the weekends we're doing social events with singers, art, cooking, but not as a class and not as business. So in the meantime, since we're getting started more slowly than we anticipated, someone came up with the idea of doing dog treats, because you do not need a commercial oven. You could bake it in your house. So my daughter and I and a speech therapist got together. They were visiting anyway, and we made dog treats. And the dog was our taste tester. We're starting with that. And also in the meantime, while we're waiting to get our focus out there, I was in touch with 𝐂𝐫𝐞𝐬, who is willing to sell my dog treats for me. And in addition, teach our kids how to work in a cafe, teaching them how to make coffee, how to prepare food in the kitchen. He's not asking us to send a job coach, but I'm gonna ask people to do a job coach so that the burden doesn't fall on him. He could definitely handle it. I mean, I might send a few people that I trust are pretty independent and can follow directions more easily. It's gonna be a personalized thing. So now that's also pushing me to expand what I'm doing while we're waiting to get other things done, to ask other businesses to do the same. And if opportunities arise for a paid job, they will get that. And it's also different than when they're in school. Getting services, because that's their entitlement. And when you go out into the real world. I mean, we happen to have a great support coordinator, so I'm never at a loss for information and services, but that's not typical. But what I need is people who can do things that I cannot, that I'm not good at or have enough experience at, like on the business end, filling out all the paperwork, writing the business plan. I mean, we have supposedly a pro bono attorney. But I've been calling him for 6 months just to get a simple answer of resolving this one problem, and I can't get that answer. So I need someone who could direct me and give me that information to resolve the legal end of it, to do this, to get started. I need accountants, I need people to help with fundraising, because it's like a vicious cycle. I can't fundraise because we're not a nonprofit yet. But I later found out we can, as long as we're upfront about it and tell people. And I'm gonna do it in writing. I'm gonna put a letter together, saying we're trying to. And then I'll at least have the money for all the filings that we need, and that will resolve one issue. So I need people to bring their skills forward. How the municipality and the schools could help is work together. And I've brought it to the schools because the schools do structured learning. So I want to, which they could bring them once we get started to us. But in addition, I want the schools just to work closely with us. So that transition for whoever maybe wants to go to work, let's say they're not going to go for extra training, they're not interested in school, they don't like school, and they just want to work. I just want to transition that smoothly.
So you want a landing space for these students
Yes.
who may not be going beyond
Right.
in an academic setting,
Right.
but want to contribute
Right.
productively to society, basically.
Without difficulty. And also, you know, people have recently come forward, which I'm very grateful. So since I'm not a business yet, I could not go to a Chamber of Commerce meeting. But they did tell me I could come and present myself, you know, pay the fee, which is minimal.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't do it every month, but, you know, just to get the word out of what we're trying to do and get their support so that when we're set up, I could join. But also, on the other end of it, not everyone wants to work in a cafe, but to say, hey, if you can, we'll send them with the job coach. Can you find something in your business to help us? Just to tell them what we're about and that our kids are capable and that we're not just throwing them into your business.
So I want to follow up on what you just said about other businesses in town. Is that an issue that you find, that businesses are not necessarily willing to hire?
No, I don't think it's an issue. I think it's unexplored by families or directed by, so I can't even say it's an issue or not an issue. I don't think it's an issue. As a matter of fact, the opposite, because they actually responded to a post.
So they just, the parents of these individuals and the individuals themselves don't know the opportunities are out there. Is that what I'm understanding?
Right, and they don't know to ask because they don't know.
Right, you don't know what you don't know.
And it's very overwhelming. And there are people like this Project Hire, there's all different places, but you don't know about them. There's always a support system, you just need to know which one you need to tap into for your special circumstances. It's not a one-stop shop that everyone, I think we all get information from different, and our needs filled in different ways. So, and as a matter of fact, my daughter's gonna kill me because I never look up. I've been putting together a list of DDD services, different things, social, schooling, information, where parents can go in and learn what to do. And I'm actually reaching out to the community. I've just started posting it, that if anyone has someone to add to the list, it's on a document, it's a shared document. You could put in your information. If you don't have access, just send it to me. I'd be happy to put it in. The more, the better.
Absolutely.
And I will say the community is coming more together. And just recently, my daughter started an art class through DDD.
I saw that.
Which there are other people involved now, and it's a DDD vendor. So it's with Dana Winston.
Absolutely, I think it's great. A community member.
And I went to her because my daughter kept seeing her posts, you know, for her drop-ins, and she always wanted, she said, can you ask if I could go? And we did, we paid out of pocket, and then someone mentioned to her, well, you know, you could do this if you do this, that, and the other thing, and she got herself hooked up and now has a little...
So that's a community member who you came to her with a need, and she acted on it and got it done.
And it's so great because it's one of my daughter's happy spots now. And I think we all have different happy spots, which is why I'm putting this list together. So those types of activities are things that you would then bring into the cafe? And yes,
like a drop-in class that person would then come in and teach those students, or people, anybody.
So yeah, part of the whole socialization is to do drop-ins, with art being, you know, a big thing that people like. I know a few local musicians, so I'm trying to keep it personal and bring in, and also there are DDD vendors that I know through day programs who are also looking to do extra work because it's their passion. And I want to bring all of that in There is an organization who reached out to me from Manalapan. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Friendship Circle.
Yes, I know people who work there.
And they're the most positive, good, all good things in the world. She wanted to maybe partner with us. Unfortunately, we're gonna look for, it's still possible going forward. Just right now, they have their own things that they can't focus on this with, but they will. But it is nice because people are responsive, even without me asking sometimes. And that's what we're looking for in the community. Like, please reach out. It doesn't have to be a big job. It could be, you know, you could give me information and tell me how to do it so we could if you can't. But I do need hands-on people a lot with the business stuff.
If everybody does a little bit,
right,
a lot gets done.
Exactly,
right?
Yes.
It may seem like you're not doing much, but...
Well, that's how I've been feeling lately. Like, I feel like I'm in a race with myself. And
why?
Because I need to resolve these little business issues so that I could get started. So I guess I need somebody to at least start the paperwork for me so that when whoever this person is says go, we could go. Okay. Someone who knows more about business writing and plans than I do. We would take all help, and college students are great because they're motivated and they're learning. And in terms of what the town could do, I also brought it to the municipality because there is a place in Woodbridge, it's May and Max Cafe, who has a special place in his heart for our kids. So the Sayreville school system has like the school end of it, where there's a cafe either on site or close by where it's just the students. And then they have a place to go when they graduate.
Okay.
So that would be something that I would love to work on. So that's something that I don't know because I get very passionate. So I'm looking for some help in that area because I want to come across as the way I want it, which is loving and inclusive. Mm-hmm. I don't want to get emotional about it.
Right. My last question is, once this cafe is off the ground, because I truly believe that it will be, it'll be hurdles, but it'll get off the ground, how do you plan to financially sustain it? Is it going to be through sales from the cafe? Are they going to join like a membership? You know, is it open to, you know, like, do you have to belong there to come? Is it a drop? You know what I'm saying? Like, what would be the model of the actual place? So a few things. Most of the money would come from sales, you know, opening the doggy treats, the cafe, you know, the people stuff. But obviously we're talking, you know, small, you know, it's not going to be enough to sustain a business in what we're selling. So grants, drop-ins, fundraisers, and it's out there. Like, I have people who signed up for some of these things once we get off the ground, or even before, hopefully. So I'm looking for every level of help that I can get, large, small, and everything in between. So on the larger end, I need definitely legal advice and someone to help direct me, especially with a specific issue which will get us through to move on to the next step. I need board members who could make the commitment. I need community members to help us by joining, coming to our meetings, sharing their ideas. And even if you can't physically help us in any way, just give us ideas so that we can share it with whoever can do that. I have a Facebook page, which is What's Cooking. So check on there. You could also private message me, send me your email address. We send out emails every couple of weeks telling you what we need, what stage we're at, anything that's new. We need every level of anything anybody could offer in the community.